Welcome back, it's Nine, and today we are going to be talking about Metal Gear Solid, Silent Hill, Abandoned, and a bunch of stuff revolving all around this, involving Kojima, Sony, and Konami as well. A lot of crazy stuff happening there. We're talking about VRR support possibly coming this year, and lastly, we'll be talking about Mark Cernys himself saying what SSD he bought for his PS5. Now let's kick it off with this Metal Gear Solid Silent Hill situation. There's so much happening here, and this comes from Pop Topic. Now this is titled Sony said to announce Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill game very soon. I've highlighted some important info in here. We're going to talk about it. So according to a source, the abandoned real-time experience teaser/trailer is all that fans want it to be, plus a whole lot more. That is a lot to be saying at the moment. Okay, so according to a source close to Sony, the small developer Blue Box Game Studios was absorbed by the PlayStation studio and was originally tasked with working on Silent Hills before the project was shelved in 2015. Instead, according to the source, they ended up working on a VR expansion for the game Until Dawn. After revealing that Sony are also working on a Metal Gear Solid game, the source went on to say, regardless, the conspiracy theories are spot on. Sony is trying to tease a Silent Hill game as well. The footage we saw is actually of the Silent Hills game that was revealed in 2014 and later abandoned in 2015. Sony are using one of their disbanded in-house studios, Blue Box Game Studios, to promote the game via an augmented reality game. However, shortly after publishing the article, Kojima Productions released an official trailer for Death Stranding Director's Cut, which the source claimed was an actual teaser for the upcoming PS5 exclusive Metal Gear Solid game. Lastly, they state, I'm certain that the Death Stranding Director's Cut tease was a Metal Gear Solid reveal, just as I am certain that Abandoned is a Silent Hill game. I know this is all confusing, but when you see how Kojima intends to bring things together, it will all make a lot of sense. Fans can expect exciting news about their favorite franchises very soon. I promise, the source responded. Goodness gracious, there is so much around this, right? And we've been talking about this for a while, and some people are convinced, some like myself are not convinced at the moment, and this doesn't make me any more convinced because, again, this is a rumor, this is not the legit thing. We don't know that this is actually anything more than just one source that is trying to get some sort of clout or whatever it is. I don't know what we're going to call it here, but regardless, it's not something that I would say is a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination. So ultimately what they're saying is the Death Stranding Director's Cut teaser was actually a Metal Gear Solid trailer. The abandoned whole thing is a Silent Hill game. I don't know how much of any of this is true. Okay, the abandoned thing, all right, maybe that's real. But Death Stranding Director's Cut teaser, I don't know if that was a Metal Gear Solid reveal. I don't know that Kojima will ever work on Metal Gear Solid again or Silent Hill. I feel like maybe he's interested in doing his own things, and there's so much around Kojima at the moment as well. He's apparently working on an Xbox game, and now there's rumors of him working on Metal Gear Solid and Silent Hill, and then on top of that, possibly this Xbox game. I don't know. There's so many questions here, and I don't know if I believe any of it, to be honest. It's hard to say. I'm curious what you guys will make of this, as I think that it's important not to put too much faith in this, as it is a rumor, right? We hear a lot about, man, especially about Metal Gear and Silent Hill. There's so much revolving around this game, and then we have, like, how does Blue Point Games fit in where they're talking about them doing a Metal Gear Solid remake? It just doesn't make sense. There's so much around this. There's so many questions. There's so many things that make you question, okay, this has to fit in some way, because Blue Point Games can't be working on Metal Gear Solid while Kojima is also working on Metal Gear Solid, while he's also working on Silent Hill, while he's also working on this Xbox project. There's just too much. There's way too much. And I understand that developers can take on more than one project, but we're talking about, first of all, 3 projects for Kojima, if any of these or all of these are true. And then on top of that, what's going on with Blue Point Games is we know they're working on a new IP and they're doing a remaster/remake of some sort based on the job postings we've seen from them. So there's a lot of questions still in the air, but the important thing is that we are going to know the answers on August 10th. At the very least, that's when we will know what's happening with this whole abandoned trailer app thing. If that ends up being Silent Hill, then I'll be more inclined to believe this Death Stranding Director's Cut teaser was actually Metal Gear Solid. And that's if Kojima is actually involved in any of this, which I don't know that he is, and I don't think he is. I think I just don't know that he would go back to those IP. But on to our next topic, and this one's all about VRR. This comes from PlayStationUniverse.com, and it's titled New Report Points to VRR Update Arriving for PS5 this December. So Robert Zahn is a retailer and president of Value Electronics, a tech retailer within the US, and in a recent interview regarding Sony's TVs, he points to a firmware update coming for VRR in December, which is what's causing people to believe that VRR could be coming for PS5 in that same time frame, which is a reasonable thought to have. I think that's not outrageous to think that that's a possibility. But in quotes, he says, I spoke a little bit on the side about the long-awaited upgrade to variable refresh rate on the X900H and the X90 and X95 and all the other 2021 TVs, and that's still on target for December this year. So people believe that that could, fall in line with the PS5 getting an update for it as well. Very well could be the case, but we don't know for sure until the time comes. But we'll keep an eye out for that, and I'll definitely update you on that. Now, lastly, I want to talk to you guys about this tweet that Mark Cernys put out over the weekend, and he was talking about the SSD that he chose for his PS5. And as you know, who would better know what the perfect SSD is for the PS5 than the man himself who created the system, right? So Mark Cernys is the one behind the PS5. I'm sure there are others involved as well, but he's kind of at the forefront. People believe him to be the main man for this. And he tweets out, our solution to our very active 2-gamer PS5 household, his and hers SSDs. Couple of awesome options for 7,000 megabytes per second. Ended up putting my money down on this one, going to be sweet. And it's the Western Digital Black Edition. I think for me personally, if I'm going to take the advice of anybody on what SSD to buy, it's probably going to be Mark Cernys. I feel like for the PS5, I feel like that's probably the best person for this. And it turns out it's actually not too bad of a price. And that's a pretty good thing to see as well. Overall, at the end of the day, they're still expensive, regardless how you look at it and which ones you go with. You're still going to be spending quite a bit. But that's what expandable SSD storage is going to cost no matter what, because it is, to a degree, newer technology. You require a certain speed, which are pretty damn high speeds, so it's not going to be a cheap upgrade, but it's going to be a quality upgrade, and you're going to notice, obviously, similar, if not identical, performance on your external as you would on your internal. At least that's according to Insomniac Games, who says it's indistinguishable, meaning there may be differences, but you can't tell. So it could be a very minute differences. So if you are looking to upgrade and add external storage, I'd say probably go with his suggestion. But again, make sure you look online, find all your options, find out if anyone else is having luck and success with those options before you go and spend the money, just in case, because these things can be expensive. But that's all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you. What do you think of this Metal Gear Solid Silent Hill situation, which is just insane? This stuff continues, and it's interesting, to say the least. I'm curious what you guys will make of this. How do you feel about this rumored VR support or speculation of it coming because of these updates to the TV? And lastly, how do you feel about Mark Cernys' suggestion for the SSD? Will you be going with that one if you are expanding your storage, or do you have another one in mind? As always, if you have not subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Links will be in the description. And share this video with a friend. I will talk to you all on the next one. Take care.